On game day at Oklahoma State, one voice keeps the energy alive, but for Les Thomas, it's more than hype. It's about hope.
All right, so my name is Les Thomas. I am the game day host for Oklahoma State, better known as the Hype Man. That's my title here. You know, I pretty much keep the party going, doing timeouts, doing halftime.
All right, Cowboy fans, I'm here in the student section. This year, anytime we get a sack, we're going to give out some free racing canes.
You know, making sure people are enjoying the game, you know, whether we're winning or losing. And here's the thing, I got to put on no matter what, you know what I'm saying? I really look at it like this, you know, I get to serve Cowboy Nation. So I served in the military for 20 years and I served our nation. Now, Cowboy Nation, I really look at it like, you know, people are going through a lot in life, you know, and so I get the opportunity to help them to break away from that in basketball for 2 hours and football for 4 hours. So I look at it like it's a mental break from all the chaos of life. And so I take it that serious, right? And so I love being goofy, I love being hyped, but also it ties into my personal life. You know, I'm the director of community engagement at Urban Bridge, where we serve middle school and high school students, you know, in the lowest income zip code in Oklahoma City. You know, what come with that, a lot of challenges, lack of resources, gangs, violence, and drugs, but we're there to give them hope. To make sure that they know that, you know, you have an opportunity to do something great on this earth just like anybody else. So to tie it up, man, I'm the hype man of hope, man. So I bring hope to everything that I do, which stands for healing, opportunity, potential, and empowerment. I want people to heal. I want people to know they have an opportunity. I want them to know they have potential. I grew up the area that I serve in. I grew up in that area, same type of environment. And we didn't have much, you know, lack of resources growing up. But I got to witness firsthand a mother who embodied being a mother for the neighborhood. But my mom gave everything that she had. And so I got a real life in-house mentor on serving. Growing up like that, that created a desire in me to do the same. I love helping people. Then not only that, you know, I was a class clown. You know, I think a lot of teachers, you know, that's what they call as a class clown. But what I figured was I was just good at, you know, commanding the audience, standing up and being in front of people, which was a gift and a talent. It was just an immature gift. In school, you know, teachers would call that a class clown, you know, which I was, but that was my training ground, you know, entertaining the classroom, doing all the crazy stuff, you know, and, you know, my teachers would say, you know, Les, you called to be a leader, but half the time, you know, you're leading them in the wrong direction. So that helped me see that I had leadership ability, but also it showed me that, you know, I have a gift. From that, you know, in 2002, 2003, when I had a character change, you know, I started focusing on my spiritual journey, and I had a mentor that said, man, we should do music, right? And so, man, we started doing something called Christian rap, bro.
It's all about God. It's all about God. It's all about. We standing on the mountain. We screaming from the top. We gon' yell out Jesus until the day we drop.
And you know, it blew up so quick. You know, within a couple of years, we had an album out. You know, back then you charted on iTunes and all that type of stuff, man. And we released the album in 2006, and that really became the training ground. You know, what I'm doing is working my way up to being a hype man. But that became the training ground where we started traveling the country, you know, doing music. And then in 2011, I went solo. I did a Beyonce. I'm Beyonce, Michael Jackson, you know. I went solo and man, I released 3 albums under the rap name of Be Less. You know, it's all about being less where God is more. And man, that was just something that I wanted to provide an alternative for people that love music, but they didn't want to hear the negative things, or parents that say, you know, my kid is, listen, only options they got is bad music, right? And we like that thump, we like that beat, we love to dance. So it's like, can I provide a healthy alternative? So that was really my motivation.
Those of us that seek his holy face, who had not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn to see Philippe your hearts. Man, are you feeling me?
And so I stopped doing music, man. I mean, like maybe 2 years later, you know, I was approached right behind me, man. And Tia Heron asked me, you know, would you consider being a hype man? Is that something that you would want to do for Oklahoma State? And I'm like, man, my truck is already black and orange. I already got an OSU tattoo. I bleed orange, you know, and I had been working with the football team. Ramon Richards, he said, man, you should do a song for Oklahoma State. And I did, and that's called Go Pokes. And so when I did the song Go Pokes, Let's Go Pokes, that's when it opened up the door for the opportunity right behind me to say, is this something you're interested in? And the truth is, I was a little intimidated. You know what I'm saying? Like I had, been on stage in front of, maybe 10,000 or something at the most, which is still crazy.
That's a lot.
But to be on a microphone in front of 60,000, that's a totally different. And it's live, right? You know what I'm saying? Like it's not pre-recorded, so you got to be able to go. Then boom, out of nowhere, man, August 2017. Hey, we having tryouts next week. Are you available? Yeah. I went back to my childhood stuttering, bro. I was like, yeah, we could do it. And they said it was gonna send me the script. And man, they sent me the script the day before the tryout. Now these scripts are huge, right? It's not like, it's 1 or 2 sentences, it's paragraph. They sent it to me the day before. At the time I was still in the military, we had these things called smoke breaks, and I didn't smoke, but man, they sent me this script, and every smoke break, during lunch, everything, I'm learning this script. And back in the day, I used to do stage plays, so I had this this method of memorizing things, right? And I have a really great short-term memory. And they said, we don't expect for you to memorize it, just kind of be familiar with it. But me, I'm a person that's gonna challenge myself and I try to memorize it. So the next day, I come here to GIA, nervous as I'll get out, tried out in front of 6 people. And
that's almost even more scary than 60,000.
It is, because I don't have the energy of the people to feed off. It's 6 people. And the truth is, about half of the people wasn't paying attention to me at first too. So like when I'm trying out, they're like, how was your summer? How's the kids? While I'm trying out. So I had to overlook that too, right? And I remember Kelsey giving me the script and she said, okay, we just gave this to you. I know you probably need the script. And I was like, I think I'm good. She was like, we just gave it to you yesterday. I said, I think I'm good. And man, I nailed it. Boom. Didn't fumble over no words, anything, right? So we go to another place in GIA. And she said, okay, here's the script. I think it might have been Pistol Pete Partner or something like that. And gave me another script, gave me the script, and I said, I think I got it. And she just lost her mind. That's part of my purpose in life. Being a hype man is a dream job and it's super fun and it creates memories. One time I'm coming in a basketball game, I'm kind of late, right? And this lady is running up to me and I'm booking it because I need to get inside GIA. This lady coming up to me, she has tears. Les, I've been looking for you for over a year. I've been looking for you. And I said, I'm a respectable person. So I stopped to say, yes, ma'am, how can I help you? She said, I need to tell you something that happened last year. She said, my grandson, you were so kind to my grandson. And in my mind, I'm thinking, man, I try my best to be kind to everyone, right? So I'm wondering, in my mind, I'm processing, well, why is this moment important to her? And she was like, my grandson was giving you the fits. He was like yelling, he was jumping, and you had already picked a Pistol Pete Partner, but you went and got him a t-shirt, and then you let him stay with you the whole game. She was like, I didn't remember this, right? So she said, like, my grandson, you had him sit with you, and he stayed with you the whole game, and even though he was loud and being kind of disruptive, she was like, you were so kind and you were so sweet. And she was like, my grandson has autism, right? And so for me, seeing this fan say that the greatest moment that they wanted to share with me right there wasn't winning the game, it was you being kind to my grandson. And she said, my grandson have not stopped talking about that moment, and he sleeps in that shirt every night, right? And so for me, man, having conversations like that with fans, don't get me wrong, I mean, I absolutely love the game, and I got a lot of games that I remember. But man, that's the moments I live for, when someone say, you as the hype man being on a microphone, you was a blessing to me. My job is to come in, I give them hope. That's the greatest feeling ever, man. Because here's the thing, it doesn't just change them, it changed generations. So to tie it up, man, I'm the hype man of hope.